All right. Listen, love you, Peter McKinnon, and I love the content you're doing, but your last video, street photography, what is going on? And really, like, now I need to make this video. Like, you forced me to do this video. Because, street photography is just much more than what you represented or what you showed. I'm not trying to, make you out to be a villain or a bad guy or anything like that. I don't know you, and everything that you're doing is great in terms of like getting people involved in the creative industry, in being a creator on YouTube, and you've done really well for yourself, obviously. But street photography, and I'm coming from a perspective of being an art director, being in the advertising field, but at the same time, as I'm coming from a perspective of somebody that enjoys street photography and that strives to be a street photographer, with his work, whether it's being published or full-time or whatever it's going to be, right? And I love it. But how you represented it is just not right. It's just not fair to talk about it in that way. Street photography as a whole is a genre of photography. And for anybody out there that doesn't know what it is, really, it is a genre that has developed through the course of time, through some of the great street photographers who captured the moments of the street. And that's what it is. It's an anthropological study of our time, of our current time. So whether, we're looking at it today in 2018, or whether we're looking at it, whether it was another photographer looking at it in the 1960s, the 40s, the 70s, the 80s, doesn't matter. And we have great street photographers out there like Bruce Gilden, like Joel Meyerowitz. You may have heard names like, Vivian Mayer, and really so many more great street photographers and great photographers in that in that realm. There's a great documentary on Netflix called Everybody's Street. If you're so inclined to learn about street photography, I highly recommend that documentary, and it takes the perspective of all these great street photographers, asks them questions, follows them around. And one thing that really stuck, and it's always kind of like has really stuck with me, and it's how Joel Meyerowitz talks about street photography in his perspective. And from him, he talks about street photography being a dance, being a, just for him being an observer of this dance that is the street, of the communication between people at a certain time, whether it's, love or, conflict or whatever it's going to be. And these are the things that drive me. It's the moments that define our era, the moments that define our humanity in the time that we're living. That is what street photography is about. I strive to make my best photos of street photography by being an observer. I rather not be a participant. That's just me. So many people that are producing work that documents and talks and discusses about what street photography is. And it is the anthropology of humans in our current time. That's what street photographers strive to do, and that's what I strive to do, is to document these moments of street photography, or not of street photography, but of humanity, their conflict, the beauty of the life, the beauty of kind of everyday life, unencumbered by kind of, being too posed, being too, all of these things that I look at. So, being a photographer and wanting to document the life on the street is so important to me. And when, with all of what's happening out there in the world, I think we can definitely document for the future, for our future photographers, for our future selves, for our children, for everybody that we will never meet, but will look back at these photos and look back at the state of what our society was. And if you're really kind of moved by street photography, you should really go out and see and observe what the world is and document, whether it's your camera, whether you have a DSLR or a phone or whatever it is, the moments. You can, and this channel is really about creating freely and really about doing whatever you want to do, whatever kind of comes in your mind creatively. And I don't want to stop people from kind of creating freely. And it's not to say that, anything, not to say that you can't be an artist or you can't create, but know that the legacy before you in terms of, genres, street photography, fashion photography, pop art, contemporary pop art, street art, graffiti, like all these things have genres. So with that said, I'm not here to be kind of like this rain cloud of, hey, Peter McKinnon, you're not doing it right, or you're not doing whatever. I like his content for the most part. The last video, I disagreed with very, very much so, to the effect that I had to create this message and video so that people out there understand that this is, what street photography is, what has come before us, and, explore what's out there. So thanks for watching this video. I hope it wasn't too much of a downer for people, but like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, leave a comment below. Again, I'm leaving myself out there to all the Peter McKinnon fans that, you might disagree with me. You might hate me for some reason or another. But, this is my opinion, and I've been doing this for a long time, and I've been studying photography for a long time. So, and not to say that, I'm stuck in old ways, but, there are certain things that you can't call an apple an orange. I'm sorry. And, actually I'm not sorry, because, that's what it is. So thanks again. See you later.